What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Draco Springs, RK Motorsports Consulting, Earl Ramey Racing Engines. What's up? I'm David.
What's up, y'all? I'm Sterling.
Sterling's looking at this thing like it's got three heads over
I'm
here.
trying to figure it out because I didn't know if it was recording. I didn't think it was recording to start with, but
It's recording.
obviously it is.
It's going good.
Still ain't got used to this new thing here.
We got new equipment, people. We like it. I like it.
I mean, it's fancy.
Sterling didn't know I could push the on-air buttons and it would not hear us in the recording.
There's way too many knobs and buttons, and there's one button I want to mash. Let's see if what it does. Oh,
Yeah.
see, we got buttons.
You let go. Just hit it and let go.
Oh,
All you gotta do.
there's a bunch of them. But yeah, it's pretty neat. There's all kind of things on this thing. It's pretty cool.
So when I'm funny, I can just go.
Yeah. Y'all may never hear that button because we ain't that funny sometimes. But, you know, when we are, it's there.
It's there.
Yeah, it's pretty neat stuff, man. We're moving up a little bit. Got us some new fancy microphones here. Just got a little, what's it called? Rubber band mount? Something?
Shock mounts.
Shock mounts. It's pretty cool. It's got a bunch of rubber bands in it, so I think rubber band mount sounds pretty
You
good.
can do that. That's fine. That's fine.
Nice things.
It's new stuff. New stuff. I know I put it on the social medias and y'all saw it. So like it. Gonna make us a little more portable.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. We can go all around. We can go sit in the yard and do it. We can go to the racetrack and do it.
We can run this thing off batteries.
Yep. Pretty simple.
So if it's a real nice day, I wish we should have done that day because it's real nice outside.
Absolutely. Been perfect. We just pick up our table and go.
Oh, fun stuff. Boy, oh boy, we've had a lot going on this past week.
Yeah, we have. Well, baseball for my little boy is back in full swing. So, and they try to fit as many games as they can into 1 week.
Well, they pushed the season back a little bit, starting a little later.
Yeah, we're doing 2 games a week. So, you know, and with gymnastics, my little girl, and church on Wednesday, it kind of, our weeks are pretty packed up there. Really, actually, Monday is our only free day we have.
Yes.
To be able to do this right here. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, baseball was pretty good last week. Cole's done real well and getting better each week. He's learning to turn his glove over and catch the pop flies, which is good. It's been really hard for him to understand that. He'll hold his glove
see the
up.
ball.
Right. I done told him, you got to move the glove where you can see the ball. But he'll wait, and when the ball gets right at him, he'll turn his glove. I'm like, no, keep it up. But no, he's doing better, and he's hitting the ball really good too. So, he's a little athlete. He loves to play some baseball, that's for sure.
Show. Oh, so we went to hang out at his baseball game the other night, and that was fun. That was fun.
Yeah,
Watching the Cole does good. You've taught him good because he don't just run after the ball no matter where it is on the field. But some of them little kids are funny to watch still. It's like herding cats out there. It's just it don't matter where the ball goes. 10 kids are going after the ball.
Oh yeah, they going. And you got some kids that want to play every base.
Yes.
Constantly moving. I'm like, great day, Bo. Chill out. But no, it's cool. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Most of them are pretty good, actually. They a lot better than, well, last year we didn't play because of the COVID deal. They shut it down. But the year before that, Cole played, and
I don't seem like 2 years ago.
I know it's weird, but so he was 3 and 4 years old, which is really young, played t-ball, but
yeah.
But Greg, I was coach then too, and that was tough. We had to put a parent with every kid.
I ended up being half a coach out there too.
Yes, that was.
I didn't even have a kid.
That was tough.
Not out there playing, but
yeah. So it's getting a lot better. It is. It's pretty cool. But looking forward to this week. We got a game tomorrow night, so we'll be over there and be ready to get it done. But and Friday, found out some bad news. Sad news that my grandfather passed away. He's 88 years old. Lived down in Conway, South Carolina here, and he's a tough old man though. He lived a long, good life, and
he did. He enjoyed his life.
Yeah, he sure did, and he could get up on the roof and do whatever last week. So he went peacefully in his sleep there. So, I guess if there's a good way to go, that's probably one of the best ways to do it for sure. And when he woke up, he was sure happy. I can promise you that.
Promise you.
Yeah, no better place. So look forward to seeing him again one day. And his funeral was today, actually. So we went down to Conway today and spent some time with family and friends at the visitation and the funeral there. So got a real pretty plot there and nice little
Man, I ain't never seen a space in a cemetery so pretty as that one.
I'm telling you, man, that was perfect for him, for sure. You got a little pond, a little waterfall,
like a koi pond type deal, but it's got 2 waterfalls right on it, and like 3-level waterfall, and
yeah, it's
under a nice pretty tree there.
Yep, he'll love that place for sure. So anyway, it's always a tough time, but you can definitely celebrate his life for sure, because I tell you what, if I live to be 88 and I'm able to do all that he done and was able to do up until he passed, I'd be sure happy.
For sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely so.
So yeah, we did that on Thursday night. Went to the ball game. Friday, David and I messed around a little bit and took the golf cart to get some repairs done to it. Getting it ready for our beach trip coming up here in a month or so.
Yeah.
So did that, and Saturday we went down to see the family down in Conway for with Granddaddy and all, and kids were about to die to go to the arcades and ride go-karts. So we went down and ate some supper, and spent about $500 there to eating supper, and
yeah, that's
Jesus, that's expensive.
It was a nice place though.
Very nice place.
What
was it called? I can't remember. Sea Captain.
Sea Captain's house.
Sea Captain's house. Yeah, it's on the water, on the ocean there. Really, really nice place. Got some real fresh seafood there, and but like you said, it's pretty doggone expensive. My kids surprisingly enough, got peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They go to the nicest.
Something wrong with them.
I'm telling you, man. Go to the nicest restaurant at the beach and get peanut butter and jelly.
Well, I mean, it is what it is.
It is. Hey, at least I ate it.
I didn't get peanut butter and jelly.
Probably paid $20 for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
I got some red drum.
Red drum.
Red drum. I was gonna say snapper, but it was drum.
Yeah, you got some drum there. That was pretty good. I had a little piece of that, and I had some grilled grouper. It was really good. And
Kayla's marinated at the bottom of the ocean a little too long for some reason.
It was a little salty.
A little salty.
Yeah,
it was good still. I mean, it was just a little salty.
Yeah, it was good. But so yeah, we did that, and then we went back to the I think it's called the track at
Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, track at Myrtle Beach. It's kind of in North Myrtle Beach. Anybody that's around the area, you go try it out. It's a pretty new place. You got a few different go-kart tracks and pretty good size arcade. It's all clean and nice and all that in there. So I was able to go do that a little bit and ride some go-karts, and then I think we have our record.
I promise you, it was our record
on the claw game. And I don't know if anybody listening has ever had luck in the claw game at any arcade or whatever, because you always, if you're lucky enough to get something hooked onto the claw, by the time it picks it up and moves it to the drop zone area there, the air pressure is done released and it's done fell out. Well, they had rolls of tickets in these claw machines. So we go over there.
Be like 25 tickets, 50, 75, 100, all the way up to, what was 200? I think it was.
Yeah, 200, I believe.
And some in the small ones, they had these bigger ones that had these rolls that went up to like 300 or 500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we racked up over 5,500 tickets in a very short amount of time. And I will say, I thought we were actually going to, get something pretty good there, but we get all these tickets and we count them up and we get up there to look at the thing. And I look over there and there's a little small, maybe a 100-piece Lego set for 15,000 tickets. I'm like, good Lord. We just spent $100 on 2 snake things and a little gun or whatever they got.
But they had the color change sequence on. One side's one color, the other side's the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well worth it. It was fun though. I'm telling you what, it got to be where it was addictive. I just want to see how many we could get.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we were racking them up. We had to post that picture on the on the little Boneheads page and show all the tickets we got there. But anyway, that was fun. Good time there, and came back. And Sunday morning was bright and early in the church, and had a real good service there. Preacher Mac there at Lebanon. We enjoyed that, and then worked around the yard some Sunday evening, and here we are.
I don't think you charged David Stark enough for that fence.
Man, I'm telling you what, we took the dog fence down because the dog we had here in the yard here, she passed away. So, our buddy of ours, David Stark, he's got
his dog can step over that fence anyway.
Yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure it's a miniature horse, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's a miniature horse.
It may not be
just
miniature.
A horse.
It's it's only 1 year. I think it's a year old.
Yeah.
And it's what is it called?
Great Dane.
A Great Dane. And from what the vet said, like at the stage he is in his life, he's on record to be like one of the largest Great Danes, period. He is insanely huge. And I think it was a 5 foot.
Or 6 foot post, but you had 2 foot in the ground.
Yeah, so it's 4 foot. So it's 4 foot chain link fence. I told David Starr he could just step over that thing. I mean, he is huge. So, but I had 80 pounds of concrete on every post. I'm pretty sure you put 1 bag on every post at least. I did.
At least.
Well, I like to build stuff where I know it won't fail.
It was a wind zone 5 chain link fence. There was no hurricane or tornado that was going to come through this area that was going to touch that chain link fence.
No, sir. It wasn't going nowhere.
No. Because we dug. Finally, we got to the point that we were tired of digging, so we backed the truck up, put a strap around the post and on the ball of the truck, pulled them out the ground with the truck. God.
I'm telling you, that was concrete. Oh, yeah, that was. But we got it. Got all that done, so good deal. I appreciate your help and David's help and all that. And I don't know who's going to get to help him put it back up, but I'm going to be sick that day or something.
Kidding.
I don't know. I think I'd rather put it back up.
I just don't know why. And I told him, I'm like, why are you busting the concrete off of it? You just dig a hole and drop it in. It'd be fine.
Yeah, it ain't going nowhere.
I promise. No, I'll pour more new concrete on.
Yeah, new concrete.
Concrete old ain't no good.
It ain't no good no more. Yeah. But anyway, that was a good time for sure, and fun to at least. Yeah, we were aggravated with that, but it was fun. We had a good time. Cut up and
fun.
Had a good time with it. So, yeah, we'll have a fence put up party, a fence tear down party yesterday. We'll have a fence put up party here for too long. So
as long as they bring us a Lunchable.
Exactly. We got to have a Lunchable. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that was pretty good, man. We had a good weekend and not a whole lot of racing that we were able to see and go to.
We're busy.
But we got a few people calling in that they got a little more time to go to these tracks here this week.
They did, but this first one, he stayed on iRacing all week. Let's go talk to him.
Yes, he was racing.
Exactly. All right, boys and girls, we have Mr. Cole Vanderheiden on here. What's going on, Cole?
Nothing much. Playing some iRacing.
Sweet. I wish we was playing some iRacing. I had to update Sterling's the other day because he was about 3 months behind on updating.
Yeah. Yeah.
he had what was it, like 7 gigs you had to download?
There was a lot of stuff. For sure. Yeah.
What you getting into on iRacing? What you about to run?
I usually just run the midgets or rank cars because that's basically what I'm going to run in real life. So, and they're fun.
Sweet.
You're doing a lot better than me because I cannot run the midgets on iRacing for nothing.
I think the one that he's joining tonight is one of those that they Facebook Live it. So I might try to share that on our Team Vandy page and see if it works or not.
Sweet. We all hear him there, Mr. Mark Vanderheiden. Mark, how you been,
How are
buddy?
you doing?
Lovely, man.
Hanging in there.
Lovely.
Hey, it's the one good thing about his iRacing car. He's got that Chicken Bone Alley sticker right there on email and iRacing.
That's what I'm talking about.
I love it. I love it, man. Speaking of that, the wrap looks awesome. It turned out really good. I love it. We got our shirts in and all. My little kids got them on. They loved them things. Jam up shirt.
Yeah, I saw you guys the picture. That was awesome. It's good to see the fans all around the country. I know they got their link with you, but it's just the first edition of the shirts, and I'm sure will be many more to come. So it's cool to see.
That's awesome, man. It is cool to see, especially like Sterling just said, see kids get into it, especially when it's younger guys like Cole racing, and see the kids get behind them and get them really into racing and liking it. That's always fun.
Yeah, most of his friends that he races with, all of the guys that he races with actually have his shirt and hoodie too. So we're at the racetrack racing with them, and they're actually wearing his hoodie, which is kind of cool. And
that's
awesome. That is cool.
Cole, I said, I don't think in the racing world it's cool to wear your own shirt or hoodie. So I'm trying to talk him on. He's got to wear somebody else.
Well, speaking of that though, Cole, what's it feel like? And you can tell us, what's it feel like walking around and seeing other people wear your stuff, man? It's pretty cool.
It feels pretty cool, and like act like I'm kind of famous, but I'm really not.
Hey, just play the part, man. Just play it, live it. That's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Well, we hadn't talked to you in a while, I think, since before the Tulsa shootout, so it's been a few months. So, how has life been running the micro sprint since Tulsa there and coming on through the year so far? How's it been, man?
Well, I've definitely felt like I've gotten faster since Tulsa because I didn't really know how to run the car very well at the shootout. So I'm getting used to it, and still struggling a little bit on my shifting skills to first gear. But yeah, I'm getting better every time I go to the track.
I believe it, man, because we've been seeing a lot of heat race wins, man, coming here lately. And those are heat race wins always going to end up turning into main wins eventually. So tell us, give us a little bit how that has changed for you. What have you started to really understand about the cars?
Well, from go-karts, it didn't really have very much drifting. So now you just gotta like stay on the gas so it like hooks up and sit and drifts a little, and that's the faster way unless it's slick. Because I actually ran the top one time at Port City the first weekend, and I ended up going down to hit the infield tractor tire, spun out, and DNF to that race. But yeah, it feels like I'm getting faster and getting better at turning the car and just staying on the gas.
Cool. That's what I'm talking about.
I know it's a lot, like we said before, and you know, you learn every time you get in the seat, but it's totally different than a go-kart for sure, no doubt. But it's really cool though. That's kind of the big difference, I think, in go-kart racing versus running those micro sprints is you can run the top, you can run the bottom, you can move around and find grip and you know, and maneuver your way through traffic a lot more than you could a go-kart. Takes a little bravery to get up there and on that cushion, I'm sure, and run around the top. But is that something that I know it's taking you some time to get used to that, but far as running the top to the bottom, moving around, you know, is that something you have to get comfortable with, or just kind of you just go with the flow wherever you can run?
Well, when I ran the top four, I kind of just thought the bottom, because I got past like 5 or 6 cars and running the bottom, so I just went to the top. The first couple laps that I was running the top, I was going in straight and keeping the car straight the whole time because I haven't ran the top ever. And when I got used to it, I just stayed on the gas and passed a couple cars until I hit the tire.
Let her eat. Let her eat. That's what I'm talking about. Quick question for you, just because you really, I know you got into the micro sprint and iRacing almost at the same time, very very close to each other. Is there anything, I know they don't have that car on iRacing, but they do have the midget, or something like that. Is there anything at all that you feel like you can maybe even learn from iRacing, or bring from your real racing over to iRacing to to help you on either side?
Well, basically either the 305 or the midget is probably the easiest or the closest one to the micro, because it's, well, I have a restrictor on, so I run the restrictor division, so it doesn't go as fast as the open class or the A class would go. So basically the 305 is it's kind of the same, because you just, on iRacing, on the big tracks, as even like the medium tracks, it's just basically who can keep the wheel to the left in the same position basically the whole time, and the midget's basically to the right the whole time. So it just helps. It helps a little bit, but not as much as it would, like, unless you have like a very really expensive high tech iRacing setup rig thing, like moves around.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, hey, we've seen Ty Majeski, and I know he runs asphalt stuff, but he runs on a laptop and on a regular office chair desk. I mean, it's nothing to it. So, but yeah, I think dirt is a little more. You kind of need that a little bit more to feel.
Yeah.
To feel the car a little bit better. Definitely with that. But it is cool. It is cool to be able to have that, and when you can't get in the car and run, you can at least get on there and get a little bit of seat time and prepare as best you can.
I would say, as a dad, from a dad's point of view, because I'll sit back in the basement, where he's doing his iRace, and I'll crack a beer in the lazy boy and just watch him race. So I'm kind of like a spotter while he's racing there.
There you go.
And I think for the iRacing, what it would help any of these kids, and he's racing against a lot of kids on iRacing, and we look them up on Facebook, and I mean, half the kids that he's racing against are 10, 12 years old, just like he is, and so they're all doing it, but it's a matter of iRacing will help you understand that if you're in a line, if you're in a big train in a line, first through fifth, and you're all running the same way on the track, I mean, you got to go search for another spot. So, and in iRacing, it's a whole lot easier to do that, because it's just an iRace, it's just a game. So you got to go figure out a different approach to the turn, maybe diamond off the turn or going high, come out low, or vice versa, something like that. So I think it'll help him do that. I do think it helps the hand-eye coordination once you get to these smaller tracks, like we had at last Friday night at Boss Speedway. It was the smallest track we've been on yet. And that, I mean, you develop that hand-eye coordination because he's on the wheel on that iRacing all the time. So it's pretty entertaining to watch, I'll tell you.
It definitely is. Especially somebody that's good at it, and I know he's getting pretty good at it, because I've watched him on there a little bit, and somebody gets good at it, and it's fun to watch. But all right, so talk about Boss Speedway and a couple tracks before that. You Cole, you have come a long way since Tulsa. Well, I will definitely say that for sure from what I have seen. So your last few races there, how have you fared, and what have you thought about the racing in those last few races there?
Go back, just give a brief thing about since we started in Illinois.
Well, back to when we went to the Midwest Winter Nationals. That was a 2-day show in Illinois. I won my heat on day 2. I think I got and day 1. I won both my heats. But I didn't. I think I got third or.
Well, he raced both classes in the indoor track with his in Illinois, so he raced against the A class guys as well with his restrictor on. So he actually raced 4 features that weekend when we were in Illinois. And so his biggest impressive feature of that weekend was, I mean, in the A class, but he started like 17th against all the old men, you know, all the fast guys have been doing it a while, and he made it all the way up to 9th on the bottom, and he turned a lot of heads that night, which was fun to watch. I mean, he got 3rd the first night and 7th the second night, and the restrictor features. The second night he spun out, and I think that's why he got 7th. But I mean, that was only against 6 or 7 other cars, but to be able to move up to that next level with the same restricted motor and keep up with those guys in the A class was a helper. Was the big motivation of thing leaving Illinois that weekend. So
definitely.
And then you can kind of talk about our first Now 600 race weekend was in Oklahoma.
I went down to the Red Dirt Raceway. Ended up 5th in the heat race. Then we went out for the A class heat race. Came out of turn 4, went into turn 1. The first straightaway car was running fine, and we turned into turn 2, and my chain broke and something broke on the motor. Forgot what it was. I think the front sprocket burnt.
That was our first weekend in Oklahoma, and after the 10-lap heat race was all we got in like 3 days because one day got rained out. So
dang,
that was pretty sucky. You had to take the engine out in the Walmart or in the hotel parking lot and give it to another guy to bring it in. You better, but since then it's been pretty uphill or downhill or improvements every single week.
There you go. Well, all right. Well, what's happened since then?
Well, then either the next weekend or 2 weeks after that, we went down to Super Bowl Speedway with the fixed motor, and I think we won our heat race, and we were leading the whole race until we got to lap traffic. We got to the caution after lap traffic because I tried passing him on the outside, but obviously it wasn't as fast as the bottom, and the lap car, he was on the bottom, so I had to run the top, and this guy in second passed the lap car on the bottom. He ended up getting in front of me, so I ended up second that night. It was a pretty good night overall, though, because I knew I was either first or second, and I was the top guy in that race or that night for restricted. Then the next weekend we went down to Port City, and that was the night I ran the top and hit the infield tire, so got a DNF and
we're going for fourth that night. First night at Port City Raceway, there was I think 31 or 32 cars the first night there, and he was in the top 5, and that's going around the top, just riding the rim, and then he decided to change the line and get around that guy in front of them, and just nicked that tire and got him spun out enough, and he spun into the infield, so they didn't throw the caution. So he kind of got screwed there, and he had to sit there and watch the rest of the race. So.
Dang. Well, unfortunately, that's how racing
But he
goes
redeemed
sometimes.
himself. We can talk about. We went back the next weekend for a 2-day show in Port City, and then what happened?
Well, I think we won our heat. Or no, we did not. Yeah, we went to I started in the back of my heat race. I think I started 7th, and I only made my way up to 5th. So I started like 3rd or 4th in the B, and made my way up to 2nd in that. So I started in the far back, like 17th in the A. Made my way up to 6th throughout the whole race.
There you go.
Yeah, so 11, past 11 cars that night. That was a show too. That was fun.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome.
Then the next night, we actually won our heat race and started around 9th in that A feature. Only made it up to 7th. But overall, it was a pretty nice weekend. 6th and 7th place. It was that. I'll take it, I guess.
That weekend there was 41 cars there. So
wow.
That was Oklahoma City or Port Port City is the micro sprint haven. I mean, there was 41 cars. There was only 96 cars at the Tulsa Shootout, but 41 of them were at freaking Port City on a 2-day special. So
Jeez.
we actually go back there for a 3-day show, May 6th, 7th, and 8th. And well, I bet there's going to be just as many cars that weekend too.
That's awesome.
But then last weekend was the last weekend we raced. Talk about that quick.
Yeah, last weekend we went to Boss. There was no passing on that track, but I started 4th out of 4 in my heat race behind my buddy Keegan. I ended up passing him in the heat race, but that was the only pass in the whole night in the restrictor. So we started 3rd in the heat and the A feature. Got a bad start. A guy outside of me, Scout Spraggins, he got a better start and got in front of me in turn 1. So we just basically stayed in the line. It was a dust bowl, so I could kind of not see. I didn't put my visor down all the way.
Oof.
But
yeah, you should talk to him about that. Say that again. You didn't put your visor down what?
I didn't put it all the way down, so it was dust getting in my eyes. Because I
came in from the race and he stood there and it was almost like he was crying. I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, my eyes hurt. There was dust getting in the whole time. I'm like, well, did you have your visor down? He goes, no, I didn't have it all the way down. I thought it would fog up, or I don't know why you didn't put it down. So now we taught him how to put his visor all the way down.
That's important.
That's an important lesson.
Yeah, then that weekend, that was the Friday night show, and then that Saturday we went to I-44 Riverside Speedway, and we started on the front row outside of the heat race and checked out by about a full straightaway in the heat race, and started 7th, I think, in the feature or somewhere around there, and ended up, I was in 4th for basically the whole race until I wanted to change my line to my dad. I was looking at my dad because I look at him like whenever I see him on the track to see if he needed to tell me anything. He told me to go in on the top side, just try to change my line to see if it's faster, and it ended up slowing me down a little bit. But I also didn't put on the gas. I wasn't on the gas as much as I should have been, and it might have been faster, but I just fell back to 5th and ended up getting 5th in the feature. So I'll take another top 5, and yeah, that's all the races we've been to so far this year.
Man, that's awesome. You keep plugging away at all them top 5s and stuff. The win will come here real soon, I do believe. Really do.
Yeah, we were excited to go. We were supposed to go down to Fairbury, Nebraska, which is the closest track to our house.
Oh, yeah.
It would be our local track, we could call it. And up until we were supposed to race there Saturday, they were supposed to race at 4, and they didn't camp. They were holding off. It rained a little bit on Friday, and they finally canceled like 9 o'clock Saturday morning, right when we were getting ready to load the trailer. So that means we didn't race at all this weekend, and now he's not racing this coming up weekend because Dad's going on vacation.
God, Dad.
Next up will be Humboldt, Kansas, April 30th, and then we go all the way down to Bells, Texas on May 1st. So that's for the next 2 national point races for the Now 600. So got a couple weeks off, got some new tires, got to do some new mountain tires, organize the trading toolbox, and just get things squared away. So.
That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. So how is the short time y'all have done it so far, how is life on the road following a series shaping up for y'all?
Well, we've only did that one weekend in Red Dirt where he broke the motor, was the first national race. And so we got our next one is that following at the end of the month. So all the other races we went to all the way to Oklahoma was just been for track points, just to get some seat time. Like
right.
I could have made it all the way to Port City again this weekend, but we would have had left we would have been just rolling in the track right at hot laps because we didn't get enough notice. But after the first couple of weekends of going down there all weekend, I kind of decided that I don't want to go down there just to race one night. I'll go down to race 2 nights in a row, but not just one night. It's just too far. It's 7 hours to Port City for us. And it was 9 hours to Oklahoma City, or 7 or 8 hours. So we're all those tracks in Oklahoma. The closest we're going to be is 6 or 7 hours. So it's good that we got the RV now, the RV life. We can sleep wherever, but it's still not everything everybody thinks it is. We can just pull in anywhere and go to sleep. So I still got to find a spot that'll let me park and sleep. So it's still a work in progress, find the right spot.
There you go. Well,
next weekend we'll be going to Humboldt, which is about 5 hours from here, the Friday night race, and then another 5 or 6 hours south of theirs for Saturday night. So we're going to be true outlaws, I guess, racing Friday night, getting in the truck, driving 6 hours, then doing maintenance, and then racing the next day. So that'll be fun. And then driving 10 hours home on Sunday. So that's going to be a fun weekend.
Whew. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Awesome. Well, that's absolutely cool. I love it. I love how you are getting on the road, father and son there, and taking the rest of the family and living the dream, man. Living the dream and doing some awesome racing and getting better and better at it, and seeing the time and the work and the effort pay off. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a good time. Like you said, when those wins, I really feel like once he gets that first good win out of the way, I think they'll start coming pretty even easier, hopefully. So he just got to get it out of his head. I think he's won 6 heat races, so he understands he's out front. He can check out, but he's got to have that same aggression when he's not in the front to get to the front. So
it's coming. I definitely see him. We're proud of you. Proud to be on the side of that number 15V there. We really are.
Yep. As soon as we get the next car, the white car done, A-class, hopefully in June. By June, it'll be fun to have 2 cars, and that'll make it a little even more interesting each night. So we'll see.
That's going to be very interesting and very, very a lot of fun to watch. A lot of fun to watch, and we can't wait to see it. Well, so Mark, got a question for you. Well, both of you really. What's going on in the forward bike world now?
Well, as you saw, I think you saw we came up with a spring edition, our latest design, I guess. Came out with a whole lot more options for some lady options. There came another 2 more options for the men, a long sleeve hooded t-shirt. The new design's pretty awesome. I like it. Got new stickers to match it and all that stuff. So we did some pre-orders, had some pretty good success, and we got it finally all inventoried and all regular. Everything's right on the website. So now we can start doing some more giveaways and some more promotions, try to get the name out there. But hopefully this is a big year for Forward Bite, and keep getting the name out there more and more. Hopefully it helps if Cole wins. I mean, that helps more and more. I mean, I know at Port City Raceway when they're announcing him, you hear on because all the Port City racing's on Flow Racing, so you can watch all those. So actually, that May 6th, 7th, and 8th, you guys can watch that all night. So, awesome. But they announced him, and there's Cole Vanderheiden at forwardbite.com, 15V. So it's even though it's not our exact website, we'll still take it. But you know what I mean.
It gets the gist out there.
It's fun. It's fun to listen to. I mean, I'll correct him before we go back the next time. But I mean, we got some pretty good success. We gave a little bit of funds to the top 4 producers from Forward Bite codes last year, and that turned out to be, that was Tim Nash and Chase Holland, and then Owen Tarvis, and then Bat Addison. They were our 4 top producers with the code. So we gave them some funds, we gave them some more free stuff, and hopefully it gets motivation for some other people to, use those codes and try to get their name out there and use it. And I'm still talking to some of the other moms and some of the other dads that trying to figure out ideas to get everybody to use their codes wisely, and get it to push it and try to give them some incentive to keep pushing it. So still trying to come up with new ideas to keep spreading the word. And now I got this racing thing that's in the mix, and it's my life's getting pretty busy now. I got sometimes I'll go 2 or 3 days without posting on forward bite, and I forgot. I'm like, dang it, I forgot I'm doing all the Team Vandy stuff. So just trying to stay on top of everything is fun. But I think we're good. I mean, I think it's interesting to see how this year goes since, we started last year with COVID in the middle of it. So now that all the races are hitting it hard, and I think next couple of races, once we get more and more organized, we can actually bring some of our shirts to the track and try to sell them more. We really haven't tried to push them at the track yet. So, but I got a big banner I could put at the top of my trailer and let people know. So, and we had to get the inventory all squared away and make sure we're good to go. So we had one of our other newest members, B3 Lee down in Florida. He's a go-kart kid. They had actually purchased a lot of our inventory and they were selling it at the track for us. So that's another option and avenue we've looked at. So just little things happen here and there. It's funny how it's working out.
That's really good and really it's awesome to us, me and Sterling now, and I know kind of you probably feel the same way. Being parents ourselves, it's really cool to see the kids get stuff like that and get involved in it, and that's awesome to see.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Well, we got our adult Coca-Colas right here in our forward bike koozies right now.
Heck yeah.
So, well, that's awesome, man. Well, I'm glad everything is going swimmingly, and man, I can't wait to see you out there on the track some more, Cole. And best of luck in these next races, and I can't wait to see that thing in Victory Lane because it's coming soon, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, guys.
All right, guys. Well, thank you. Thanks for having us on again. Hopefully, next time we're on in a couple of months, we got some wins to talk about. We can go from there.
For sure. I see it happening real soon. So, guys, we appreciate it and cannot wait to talk to y'all again.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
There was old Cole Train Vanderheiden and Mark Vanderheiden with forward bike. Cole Train's getting it done out there on the track, as y'all just heard.
Yeah, man, they're doing good things, man. They're definitely going after the racing life and trying to do all the things they can right to do what they got to do to get that way, man. And it's cool to see. I love it, and like you said, I love seeing a father and son or the family going and all in and trying to make it happen because you don't see that much anymore. It's hard to get a lot of family together and do it. So that's really cool. But wish them the best of luck and like you said, we'll be seeing them in Victory Lane soon, man.
Very soon. Well, cool. Well, moving on from there, we got some cool stuff on here this weekend. In addition to Cole Train Vanderheiden there, I know you guys watched a lot what was going on at Bristol on the dirt and all that stuff. One more show left on the dirt, I think this weekend, ain't it?
Yeah, I think so. The sprint cars, I believe. Yeah,
sprint cars and the Northeast modifieds there.
Yep.
Big blocks and stuff like that. So that's cool. But this guy that is coming up next ran a whole lot there, and we can ask him about his run there because he had some good runs. Let's go to it. All right, boys and girls, on the phone now, we got driver of that number 7 sniper chassis, Ricky Weiss. What's going on, Ricky?
Hey, bud, how are you?
Man, I'm doing good. If I was doing any better, I'd have to sit on my hands to keep from clapping. You know how it is.
I hear you.
So what's up with you today? What you up to?
Oh, we're just trucking back, heading back to the shop in Crossville here, and hopefully Sean's been at the shop working on the cars and everything, and we're just going to get back there and give him a hand and get everything buttoned up this week for Richmond.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a living the racer's life on the road, getting ready to head to the shop, work on the cars. That's fun stuff. Racer's life, love it. Oh well, man, we want to talk to you and stuff. It's been a while since we've been able to talk. Had you on, did a little quick pit interview at Lancaster was the last time we were able to talk to you in person. So it's awesome to have you on the phone, and man, we appreciate you calling us today and hanging out with us here for a little while.
Hey, no, I appreciate it any time I can be, and hopefully we can answer anything you got, and hopefully it'll be a good time.
Oh yeah, for sure. I imagine you got an answer for anything we got anyway.
Yeah.
Regardless if it's, whatever, just come up with something.
Yeah.
Oh, good deal, buddy. Well, we want to go back a ways, actually. Where, just to let our listeners know and let us know a little more about you, where'd you get your start in racing, and how old were you, all that fun stuff?
I started racing, it's been a real long time now, but we started racing back in Canada, obviously, and at our home track in Victory Lane Speedway. And we used to race the super truck that not many tracks run them anymore, but kind of a deal up in Canada that my dad started back in the day. And he bought a bunch of trucks and converted them from asphalt to dirt, and basically started the class itself, and it's still going today. So kind of cool to say you started in that class and keep that legacy going. And obviously we, as we got better throughout the years, we jumped up to a dirt modified and raced that weekly at our home track. And shortly after that, we went and jumped into late models.
That's a big jump, that's for sure, man. And first off, I'd love to see trucks on dirt. Actually, just weekly racing trucks on dirt. I think that'd be put on some pretty good shows for sure.
Yeah, we don't ever see nothing like that down here in South Carolina. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean they're awesome. They're definitely, a lot of people enjoy them because they're so much different looking than any of the other cars. And as far as working on them, I mean they're pretty cool. They're not your typical, street stock. They're I would say they got a quick change. They got open rear end, and just to have the whole Craftsman truck body style look, it definitely is one of the fan favorites, and it's a great class to get into and learn. And it helped me throughout my career learning the 4-link suspension, and I still say it helped me today, in supercars.
I definitely believe that, man, because them things probably had a lot of rollover. probably taught you a lot of car control. So that's cool, man. So going back and knowing that you're from Canada and started racing up in Canada, how is it being the transition racing from up in Canada to down here in the States? Is there really much difference at all, or is it just farther away from home now?
It is. There is quite a bit of difference. We did, when we raced late models, our home track only ran them about once or twice a year. So we found ourselves traveling a lot, back and forth across the border there. And really we were in the States more than we were in Canada. But racing in the U.S., up in Tennessee, it's quite a bit different, down in North Dakota, where I grew up around racing on the black dirt, and to this day, I mean, it's still going back to that's why I like going to Eldora and Knoxville and places like that, because that's basically what I grew up on. And we've definitely grown and gotten a lot better on the red dirt, but there's still lots of places we can improve, and every time we get out there, we seem to get better and better, and learn the different tires and set up and how to read the track, read the dirt. But as far as being in Canada, our home track, it was black dirt as well, and still enjoyed. If I could go back there and race anytime I had a weekend off, I would do it. But unfortunately, they're not racing up there right now. hopefully this whole COVID stuff kind of slows down and they get going this year. But I know a lot of my friends that they're wishing they could get out there and get racing. That's for sure.
Speaking of the COVID stuff, and how has that changed life for you? Because I know you used, like you just said, you used to go back and forth across the border a good bit, but have you just pretty much stayed down here in the States since all that's been going on?
Yeah, we basically come across beginning of the year, and we stay down till Christmas now. It's definitely made it harder on everyone. You know, can't see my family much. They can't come down and spend a weekend or anything like that. But I'm down here and doing what we love to do, and hopefully the borders open up and allow my parents and everybody to come down to cheer us on and support us.
Definitely so, man. Definitely so. Cause I know that's got to be rough not being able to see them and all that fun stuff. But anyway, man. Well, you just kind of touched on it there. Down here doing what you love. We know this year you have taken on a new venture of building your own chassis, man. How has that changed life for you?
It's definitely it's been you know, it's had its ups and downs, and we've been working our butt off, and it's been stressful at times, but I know in the end it's definitely going to be worth it. And you know, I've always said this racing deal, it's a big roller coaster ride, and when you're down, you're down, but it's, you know, it's, before you know it, a day later, you're definitely going back up. So JR and Cody and everybody back at the shop, they've been working their butts off, and it's hard for people to see what guys like that are doing in the shop, but when we're in victory lane, I mean, it's a big thanks due to them and the crew guys that they don't get half the recognition that, you know, they should. Everybody thinks it's all about the driver, but without those guys working in the shop and crewing and turning wrenches, us drivers wouldn't be in victory lane. So can never thank those guys enough.
That's right, man. I hear that for sure. All right, well, going off of that, kind of a two-part question here. First of all, where do you see your chassis going in, say, in the next 5 years? And also, where are you kind of seeing the sport going? Because to me, you know, especially all the stuff coming up here past at Bristol, this dirt racing to me seems like it's on a big upward swing right now. Where do you see it going?
I just see it, like you said, it's definitely going upward. Being at Bristol, I think we're going to gain a lot of fans that, you know, had watched the Bristol race just because they're NASCAR fans and because of that racetrack. And I think that we gained a lot of people and a lot of viewers, and I think it's going to bring on to our sport and make it bigger than a few years. And as far as our chassis, I mean, I have full confidence in these cars, and with a few minor tweaks here and there, I see it being in victory lane, and hopefully we get a couple globes and a couple dreams under our belt shortly.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about, man. Sure. So, are you looking to get any other drivers in your cars, or are you just kind of wanting to do your own stuff right now, or how's that looking?
No, we are going to sell some cars. We're just trying to get everything geared up to the point where we can pull the trigger on these things, and we didn't want to get ahead of ourselves and you know, put them out there while we weren't ready. We're just been trying to, you know, get the 7-team furnace with some cars and get out there testing and shake them down and feel what we need to, what the things we need to change, where we need to improve, and we're very close to, you know, being able to open to the public, and we'll have a select few drivers out there this year getting these cars, and I think we're gonna start dominating the sport. That's
what I'm talking about, man. That is the confidence I like right there. that is, and every driver needs it, but I mean, especially when you do something like that, that's the confidence that you need. We're gonna be out there dominating the sport. That tells me a lot right there. That's sweet, man. Well, question for you: since taking on building chassis, and also here in the last couple of years, you have taken on the World Outlaw Series. Man, what does it take anymore to be able to just like you just said, have guys back at the shop building cars, and you looking over that, and then also being on the road running this tour? What does that take nowadays?
It takes a lot. I mean, people don't understand what it's like to be on the road, 24/7, and trucking up and down, with the same group of guys. Basically, you have a little family, and you're tied inside a box. And when nights are good, everything's great. Everybody's happy and everyone's smiling. But when nights don't go so good, you need to just kind of forget about it and close that back door of the trailer and try to move on to the next race and clear your mind and do what it takes to improve and whatever it takes to get a good point tonight. Sometimes people, you may qualify bad or have a bad heat race or wreck in a B main or something, but when you start 24th in the feature and you run up to, a top 10 finish, well, it was a not bad point night. It was a decent point night, and that is what it takes to run the series, and you just got to remember night in, night out to improve every night you can and try to stay ahead of the guys that are ahead of you in points.
That's right. So how, like you just said, you just got to shut the door. How hard is it when you do have a bad night to? Is it one of them things that you go in the toter there and you just kind of don't talk to me for a little while, or are you one of those guys that's just like, it is what it is, let's move on?
No, I wish I could just kind of blow it off, but I'm probably harder on myself than I should be. But it's the in me that just strives to be better, and if we didn't have a good night, I want to know why we didn't have a good night. I want to know why we got beat and how we got beat and how we can improve. So when we come back, the following year or later that year, we got something to contend with. And I've grown to know that, even if you're at the top of your game, to never give up and never keep trying things, because it's sooner than you know it. Your competition's always searching for speed, and if you don't find that speed, then they're going to blow by you before you even know it.
I hear you. All right. Well, flip side of that, when you go out there and bust their tail and win that night, are you the best guy to be around at that point?
Oh, definitely at that point. I mean, you definitely got to have a drink at the end of the night and then celebrate with your crew, because, well, like I said, I mean, they bust their tails off for doing what I love to do, and I've got one of the most competitive teams, I feel, and they want to win as much as I want to win, and when I don't win and I'm not happy, they're not happy with me. So when we win, our team is ecstatic, and we got a small group of guys that is proud to say that we're doing what other teams are doing with 5 or 6 guys with just a couple guys and my girlfriend. So we're proud to say that we got a small team, but definitely looking to expand and taking it to the next level. So
I hear you there. Well, don't leave the dogs out of it, because I love watching y'all's Facebook and social media stuff to see what the dogs did at the track tonight.
Oh. The dogs are fun. I mean, even when you have a bad night, they don't know that you have a bad night. So they're always excited. It's just when there's a rain out, it's not so fun to have dogs in the hauler.
Yeah, we were up there at Cherokee, and I saw dogs running around there. I was like, ooh, that's gonna be nasty, because it was nasty out there when that rain came through.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's still orange mud coming out of the truck.
Yeah,
I believe it. Well, cool. Well, speaking of dogs, I guess we'll say our buddy Randy King. No. Anyway, Randy King with SRI. He's kind of one that hooked us up, and he's like, "Hey man, y'all need to talk to each other." I was like, "All right, I'd love to talk to Ricky. Been trying to for a while now. We just haven't got around to it. So I'm glad he hooked us up, and we're able to talk to you. But I want to bring in SRI here. tell us how you got hooked up with SRI.
SRI has been really good to us. I mean, when we were working over at Scott, we got a hold of those guys, and I mean, anytime we needed anything, we just picked up the phone and called them, and they were definitely more willing to help us. They were at the racetrack. They were track support. You know, they were walking up and down the pit area, seeing what the teams needed, where they wanted to improve. You know, whether it was at the track or at their shop, they're definitely one of the good group of people, and definitely willing to help guys in the sport. That's for sure.
Yeah, and that's what we love about them also. We know at Bristol, you actually got the redraw bonus that was presented by SRI Performance. Man, what does it mean when you see a sponsor like that come in just ready to throw money up for you guys off of something just like a redraw, something that really took, I mean, yeah, you had to have good performance to get into the redraw, but you just had to have good luck to be at the top spot after the redraw. So what's it mean for a sponsor to come in like that just to help guys out?
Yeah, oh, it's definitely huge. I mean, it's guys like that and companies like that make our sport is what it is today. And if we didn't have people like that were given, I think a lot of people wouldn't be able to afford to race. And it's bigger than most people think. I mean, that $500 definitely goes a long way, especially with a team like ours. We're gonna, you know, it'll go right back to our team, and you know that buys a set of rear tires that might win us that may have won us that feature. You know, so there'd be a time where a guy, no, I don't know, should I put a new one on or a used one on, and finish second or third, and go, well, if I would have put a new one on, maybe I would have won, but when you're able to do something like a redraw and make $500, you know, it definitely goes a long way, and I don't think a lot of people see that.
I hear you there. Well, I know it's something that you didn't necessarily use too much of at Bristol, but we know you've hooked up with SRI Performance and using PFC brakes now through SRI. Man, tell us a little bit about the brakes on the car, because we know they're they're top notch.
Oh, for sure. I mean, our cars have always had, you know, the best brakes, and I'm sure a lot of people notice our cars when they're sparking out the back, and it definitely, the fans, whether they know why or what's going on, they know that our car is one of the few that put sparkler shows out the back, and they always come down and question me and ask why or if there's a reason for that, and it just brings for a good conversation, and I can say that our car stop's one of the best cars out there, and proud to have them aboard.
Well, Ricky, I want to know one thing. You may be the best, definitely one of the best at trail braking and getting that forward bite off the corner. And a lot of people don't understand that. You know, there's so much horsepower in these cars now, and you know, a lot of people think just hammer down and just drive it up off the corner, and you know, we know a little bit about it, but you definitely do. Without giving too much away, speak a little bit on that, and you know how important it is to learn how to trail brake and listen to the engine, and to know you're getting the most forward bites you can.
Yeah, trail braking definitely is huge, and that's why you need a good brake company to work with you that will keep the tires glued to the racetrack. You know, keep the suspension in the air. You'll see other drivers go into the corner, and if they don't use the brake or they don't trail brake, the car just kind of falls to the ground, and then they push up the racetrack. And if you can keep your suspension hiked up and keep that car, you know, in attitude, as they say, and it definitely helps. And if you can trail brake off the corner, then your tires aren't going to, you know, blaze and spin the tires off the corner. You're going to have more traction and, as you said, more forward bite. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of people think that sometimes we don't even use the brakes, but the brakes are definitely a key to our success in this racing world.
That's awesome to hear, because, like you just said, a lot of people think it's just hammer down and go, and it's not always like that. Sometimes you got to be the best at slowing down to go fast. So and you were definitely one of them that is the best at it to turn that car around and get it going the other way. So that's awesome, and glad that we can have partners ourselves, just like you do with companies like SRI that provide good products and put guys in victory lane. So anyway, man, going back to your car a little bit, the Sniper chassis. What I know you don't want to give away any trade secrets here, but what do you feel that makes your cars kind of unique against, say, maybe the Rockets or the Longhorns out there?
I think what we got going on is we just we don't want to be as big as Rocket or as big as Longhorn. We want to keep it smaller and keep a select few guys in our stuff. That way we can kind of take care of them and give them what they need, and maybe go test together and tweak on these cars together as a small team, and just work on getting everybody better. And I think if you get too many out there, you just lose that little bit that it becomes a corporation deal rather than a small select few.
I hear you. Well, good deal. All right. Well, moving off of that, going to got 2 races this weekend, correct? Richmond Raceway and Rush Creek.
Yep.
What you feeling about those? I know Richmond is a new track to the World Outlaws, and Rush Creek hadn't been there in a long time. So, what you feeling about it?
I'm excited. I'm excited to get back with the Outlaws. We went to Richmond last year, so we got notes there. We never been to Brush Creek, but we actually have a new group of guys coming. Wiley X is going to come with us and do some footage at the racetrack. So excited to be with them and excited to show their products off, and hopefully we can have a good outing for them and hopefully get in the winner's circle.
For sure, man. I hope we see that 7 in the winner's circle myself. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, Ricky, if you don't mind, go ahead and let everybody know who helps you out on the car throughout the year and who gets you up and down the road every week. I know that's expensive enough just getting to the racetrack, but yeah, let everybody know who's on the car.
Yeah, I got so many people to thank. I'd be probably sitting here for hours and hours if I was going to thank everyone. But a lot of guys like JC Properties, JR, who's helping us with the chassis deal. G-Man, G-Cell. We got Derek Sandblasting, FK Rod End, Big Hill Race Engine, Go Lithium Batteries, Doug, Jim from Strange Oval, QA1 Drive Shafts, Bea Headers, Bell Helmets, Earnhardt Technologies, Kenny from Kenny Components, K1 Fire Suits. Of course, can't forget Dryden. They've been treating us like a family, and they've been so good to us that love seeing them at the racetrack. I got Barnes Oil Pumps, Winters, Joneses, Swift Springs, Martel Signs, VP Race Fuels. I know I'm missing a couple, but hopefully we can thank them this weekend when we're in Victory Lane, and definitely couldn't do it with each and every one of them.
That's right, man. You're gonna need somebody to bring you a sheet just listing off everybody in there. That's what I'm talking about, because it takes a whole pile of people to make it happen. I know that.
Yeah, there's no doubt. We got, I know I'm missing a couple, Total Works, Rod Fair Racing. There's so many people. There's a lot of people from back at home in Canada that help us out on this thing, and I know they don't have to, but just to be able to see their name on our car at, online or whether it's in person or not, they still support us like they're there. So just want to thank them and thank everybody who helps us.
Good deal, man. Well, awesome. Well, I can't wait to see that 7 back on the track, man. And like I said, I hope to see it in Victory Lane. That's really cool. And man, we sure do appreciate you giving us some time today and hanging out with us. And hopefully we can be talking to you after some wins here coming up real soon.
Yeah, I hope so. I appreciate you guys having me on, and like I said, I'll thank you guys, thank SRI and Randy and everybody, and like you said, hopefully we can get a couple wins and get back on top.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Well, cool deal. Well, like I said, thank you again for coming on here, and man, I hope to be talking to you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, bud.
Man, how cool was that to have Ricky on here?
Hey, it's really cool, man. We've been following Ricky a lot these past few years, and he's always really cool. His whole team's really cool. You know, you walk around the pits, he'll come up and talk to you, and he's just a regular old dude, man. That's cool to have him on for sure. Finally, and we always root him on everywhere we're at. He's there, and like you said, looking forward to seeing him in Victory Lane, man. We'll get over there and hang out with him some. Celebrate the happy after race party.
For sure. Well, like I said, the World Outlaws are coming up this weekend. They've been off since Bristol. World Outlaws are coming up at Richmond Raceway in Virginia. That's kind of a new one for them. And Brush Creek was on the schedule years and years ago, and they haven't been in a while. But that is actually one of the home tracks for our buddies up there in the Ohio Valley Legend Car Series. Oh, Kale and the boys up there and girls, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's in their backyard. I think they're going to be one of the supporting classes for the. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that. Yeah, pretty sure. It's just going to be on Flow Racing, I think, or something.
No.
Okay, no.
No.
There's another race that they're going to be supporting.
That's the no, that's the something nationals. That was just a dirt legend car nationals or something like that. They're having at Brush Creek this year.
Okay.
Which is news too. So I had to get that out there. Another breaking news just came out. FYI. Jennifer Jo Cobb is not approved to run Talladega.
I don't know.
In the Cup Series.
Yeah.
Just saw it. Come across.
She could have contended too, man. Dadgummit.
I had her in
your fantasy.
My fantasy pick. She was my fantasy pick.
Dude, hey, if anybody can do it anywhere, Talladega would be the place to do it.
Hey, she had a top 10 in trucks at Daytona.
See?
Just saying.
Do it to it, man.
And when you run far enough at the back, you don't get tore up. If everybody else gets tore up,
you're still good.
You're still good. What's that saying? In order to finish first you must finish.
That is very true.
You know, like your old buddy used to say, man, I ran top 10 today, finished ninth. How many cars in it? 8.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot to be proud of, I'm telling you.
Oh, fun. Well, there was a lot of racing, unfortunately, with us going down to the beach and all that. We had a lot going on this past weekend. With like Sterling said, with his grandfather passing away, we spent some time down at the beach with his family. So we didn't get to watch a whole lot of racing, unfortunately. I do know, let's see, Lucas stuff. Jonathan Davenport won tonight. Tim McCready won tonight. Jonathan Davenport won another night.
Yeah. Tell you what, man, Jonathan.
Them Longhorns apparently had that figured out last weekend.
He's been performing pretty well here lately. I know that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. He did awesome at Bristol the first go round. He was invited back on the World Outlaw stuff and didn't run worth 2 cents. But he said he figured out the problem. So,
well, kind of like we talked with Joey last week, that track was totally different. So I don't think going up there and being prepared the weeks before helped him any.
No. So he but he made up for it this weekend.
Yeah, I'd say for sure. Yeah.
So let's see. Cup Series, well, not Cup Series stuff, but NASCAR stuff. John Hunter Nemechek showed up. His team owner again showed up. Kyle Busch again.
Yeah, Kyle's not liking that for sure. He's done got beaten by him twice by his own stuff, but but then again he may, because back when oh boy, what's his name? Gilliland. Todd was running for him. He wasn't doing too well, and he sure had some choice words for him over and over. So maybe he does like it. John Hunter's a pretty good race car driver, I think, and he's finally got him some good equipment. I know he went to the Cup Series and kind of just backmarker ran there, and I don't know, whatever, but kind of like we've said before, I'd rather go to a smaller tier series and have good equipment than run top tier and bad equipment. So he's definitely showing he's got good equipment now.
Yeah. Definitely is. He's been up front every week. I really see that truck probably if nothing goes haywire, he should be a contender for the championship this year.
Oh yeah, I don't see anybody touching him at this point right now, but the way this playoff deal is, it's sure weird because last year Denny Hamlin and Kevin Harvick won 9 races, I think, apiece, and
Kevin didn't even make it to the Final Four.
Right, so you don't ever know the way this playoff deal's set up. You can have one bad race, unfortunately, which I don't agree with, but you can have one bad race there in the playoffs and it's all over.
For sure. Definitely is. Well, let's talk about something real quick. Our buddy Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Like we tell y'all every week, you guys, I just saw another one go out today. Somebody here close. Earl has the best blueprinted crates around. You got all your crate motor needs. 602, 604s, whatever y'all want. He's got it. And got the best of it. He's the man on it. There ain't no better. No lie.
No, I mean, we see it every week. Tracks around here, every week they're running up front. This past week, Carolina, running up front. I mean, I know a motor isn't everything in a race car, but that's a big start, big help. And you definitely, that's one thing, that's kind of a peace of mind thing, I guess, running these crate cars. You get your Earl Ramey Racing engine, that's one thing you don't have to worry about.
That's for sure. And while you're up there getting your motor, go ahead and schedule you some time to put your whole car, the whole thing, on the chassis dyno, because he can tell you at that point, he knows what that kind of power that motor's making. Now let's see what kind of power you making at the wheels. See what you losing through your drivetrain and what you can change to fix that. And they'll be there to help you along the way. Not obvious, and just in saying that, it's not just on motors. Earl is smart when it comes to a race car. He can give you a lot of good pointers when you got that car in front of him there. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for a long time.
Yep, absolutely. Y'all definitely go check him out. He's busy dude, and the dyno is booked up a lot. So y'all go ahead and give him a call and get on the waiting list if there is one, whatever, and get in there. Definitely help you out.
Yep. Well, moving on to the Cup race stuff at Richmond on Sunday. Stuff I saw, I don't know. I'm sorry. Richmond puts on nowadays about the worst quote-unquote short track racing in the Cup Series. It stretches out like a mile and a half because the track's shaped like a mile and a half, but it's only 3/4 mile. So,
well, I mean,
and maybe I'm just overly opinionated on it. I don't know.
Well, it's like we've said before. This car that they have now, you essentially can't spin it out. I mean, unless something breaks, you can't spin it out. they're too easy to drive. And, you know, like you see these long green flag runs at a short track. I mean, it's just crazy to me, you know, but, again, we look forward to the future here and see, hopefully this next car will be better. And, it looks to be, from the test sessions and stuff that I've seen, looks to be a little bit better, but, you know, you don't ever know, but hopefully it will. But I'm glad to see, another Hendrick car get a win. Well, Alex Bowman he's been struggling. He's had some really good runs. I think Martinsville, he was right there in contention and had a loose wheel. Got put back for that, and was running awesome at Bristol on the dirt and lost fourth gear. You know, so he's had some trouble and some things that set him back here this year, but glad to see him get a win. I know he was pretty deep into points, but maybe that'll help him get on in there. And I tell you what, if they keep going like they're going, Denny Hamlin's still in the regular season points league with no win. But if they keep going like they're going, he ain't going to make the points. He ain't going to make playoffs because there's already, 9 winners, I think?
I think Martin Truex is the only repeat winner so far.
Yep.
But Denny Hamlin was right there in the spot to win this past week and pretty much lost it on the last restart.
Yep.
So he's got to figure out how to finish it if he wants to get up there. And I think it'll happen. I think he'll get a win just because he's been right there. His car's been fast every week. So who knows?
Yeah, I think it will happen for sure. And, man, I don't know. Last year kind of was in the Gibbs stable anyway. All the cars were pretty good other than Kyle Busch. And this year,
that hadn't changed much, has it?
This year it's definitely kind of going the same way, but I don't know. I mean, I ain't really the biggest fan of Denny Hamlin, but he is very consistent, and you know that for sure to know that he's still leading the points with no win. He's up there every week. So I don't know what's going on again with Kyle Busch, but he's still struggling, that's for sure.
Well, an extension of that also, and speaking of Denny Hamlin, Bubba Wallace said the other day he still expects to win a race this year.
Well, Talladega's coming up, so I hope he can do it there. That's going to be Talladega or Daytona. That's going to be about his only chance, looks like to me. I don't know. They're just not there yet. And, you know, that's a new team. There's a whole lot of news there. And, yeah, that's a Gibbs car. But when you start up a whole new deal, that's a lot of things that, you know, it's got to go right. As tough as the competition is nowadays, you got to have your stuff together. But it looks like a good average finished car every week around 15th. He has some decent runs here and there, but he'll fall back towards the end of the race and he's around 15th about every week.
Yep. And Stuart Haas still can't seem to find out what is wrong with their cars. Kevin Harvick spun it out. Wrecked the car
what
at
happened.
the end
Something
of the race.
broke on her end or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's just nothing can go right for him this year. Whole team.
It's just unbelievable how, I mean, the cars, honestly, from what I know, have not changed at all.
No.
I mean, I know there are little things here and there, but the cars have not changed at all.
Well, they did a lockdown on the parts last year, and they said they were not accepting any new parts for approval from NASCAR. So
right. Well,
so I don't understand it because he won everything there was to win last year almost.
Exactly. So I mean, you know, that is crazy how much change has gone on over there in that camp. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them, but maybe they can get it turned around. And
let's give them one of these. Hold on, I got to do it.
That's it. That explains Stuart Haas racing right now. But maybe they'll get it turned around. I don't know, man. They got a lot of work to do. None of those cars are performing really well at all.
No.
It's not just one here, there, or whatever. They just aren't hitting on much. But I don't know, man. I hadn't followed much this year in the Cup Series. Hadn't been that exciting from the ones I have watched.
That's my thing is I just can't get excited about the Cup Series this year.
Well, it's just not. There's short track racing. Richmond, I remember it used to be under the lights, whatever. It was good. It was good racing. It just, I don't know. I don't get that anymore. It's hard to get involved and it's hard to sit there for 3-4 hours and enjoy watching a race there right now. So hopefully that'll turn around. I know Darlington's coming up here. Darlington, that's one of the better tracks as far as excitement, and they haven't been putting on good racing either here lately with this car. So
it's exciting when people are trying to pass, but when it's just strung out, it's ridiculously boring at that point.
Oh yeah, for sure, we've seen that a lot here lately for sure. So tire wear out, and there'll be 5-6 seconds in between each position. But like I said, we keep hoping for next year, and maybe it'll be better. Hats off to Bowman again, and the Hendrick team there. I like seeing that. I think the only driver in Hendrick that has not got a win yet is the defending champion there. So maybe Chase will get him on here soon, and all 4 of them will be in there.
I thought I had already won. No. Well, speaking of next year, a little bit of news that came out. Well, it's not even really news. It's just a hope from some people, I guess. And we got confirmed that it is a possibility. Is Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Kelly have talked about that they are talking and seeing if it would be feasible for them to possibly start up a Cup team, and being that new cars coming is kind of ground zero for everybody. They're kind of saying if they're going to do it, now might be the right time to do it, but they got to get a lot in line to do that.
Yeah, I think they do, but we've heard them talk about it before, and the business model with sponsorship and what it costs for cars and stuff for the Xfinity Series is, they even said it, basically they strive for all this sponsorship to run all season to break even.
Right.
And that's what's the point other than if you just love to do it. Now, that's awesome, but don't get me wrong, but man, you gonna put all that effort and all that time and money in to break even? That ain't really what you want to do. And from what they're saying, like you said, this new Cup car is supposed to be more affordable for the teams, and maybe at that point the sponsorship can go into more of the other things versus just building these expensive, ridiculous cars. But it's hard for me to say that because knowing NASCAR and knowing the Cup Series owners and all that, they gonna find something else to put their money into, and they gonna be broke still. So it don't really matter. I don't think. Okay, the car's a little bit cheaper, but then the pit boxes will be double. Whatever, they'll hire
more engineers at the shop.
Exactly.
They might not be able to have as many at the track, but they'll hire more engineers to figure out suspensions.
Exactly. There'll be something there that they put that money into. It's not going to be just, okay, we're just dropping our budget half and here it is. I don't see that.
They're saving on lug nuts.
They're unfortunately that side of it and that scale of racing it's never going to stop. I think it's going to just continue to get astronomical, and I don't think there's no way to stop that. Even, we've talked with Ricky and Joey and all these guys in the dirt stuff, and it is so expensive, and a little bit of money means so much. Like you said, the $500 in redraw money, that'll buy 2 tires. And dude, there's so much money involved in this, and traveling up and down the road, fuel costs, you name it. It's so much money that's involved, and that's why Ricky's sponsor list was long as a lot of sponsors, and but it's awesome that he's got that, and it takes a lot of effort from a lot of people and to come on board and to help out, and and that's what to me makes it so much more short track racing and Saturday night racing, whatever, dirt, even late model asphalt stuff. To me, it means so much more when you see the effort they put into it, because a lot of these guys still have full-time jobs, and they're like Trent. They build houses on the weekdays and save up to do whatever they can do to go try and run as best they can run. And, when you get a top 4 or 5 or get a win. I mean, that's huge for them guys, and it means a lot, and it makes it that effort mean so much. So I don't know. Going back to NASCAR, I don't know. Who knows? I'm hoping the racing is going to be better, but I don't think the budget is going to be any better.
No, they'll figure out a way to. They've always been, they have spent $20 million a season for the last however many seasons. They're going to keep spending $20 million a season.
Oh yeah, I mean everything costs so much now, and like you said, the engineers that they hire and pay these astronomical money to these engineers for a half a tenth. It's just unbelievable.
If that, but yeah.
It's crazy to me, what they have to go to. But you have to do it, and that's what's so bad is if you're going to compete and you're going to run up front, you have to do that. You've got to put that money into it to get there because the other people are doing it. So, I don't know, man. It just takes the fun out of it, and to me. But just like we were talking earlier today, actually, the go-karts went and run the dirt track at Charlotte. And I was talking with a guy this past week had been he ordered a set of tires, was getting them ready for the weekend, and a whole set of tires, brand new set of tires, they cut all the rubber off of them, put them in the heat box, and go down there and use them one time.
That's it.
I mean, it's just
that is the most least cost effective motorsport on the earth. I think. I
guarantee it is. It's unreal. And even talking with Cat Cooper today, good friend of ours, and we might have him on the show here for too long. He's got a lot of stories to tell about Junior and Slick Johnson. That'd be a long episode, but no, they go run for these big. They had a $20,000 win rate, I think, a super heavy or something down in Andover, and had a big crowd, huge entry fees, all this stuff, only paying back 3 places.
That's it.
I'm not going down there.
There's a promoter somewhere making a whole lot of money.
Dude, that's ridiculous, man. I just, I can't see where that's justifiable to go run that race. And any of that, regardless, honestly, but a lot of the go-kart guys just love to do it. They just, you have to, because there's no way you can make your money back in doing that. And spending as much money as they do on tires and motors and frames and everything else now, it's just unbelievable. But anyway, like you said, this sport is, much as we hate to say it, it is 100% money driven. I mean, if you don't have sponsors, you don't have help, you don't go racing. I mean, that's just all there is to it. I mean, yeah, you want to play baseball, save up a little bit, buy you a bat and glove and cleats, whatever, go play baseball.
Get out in the yard and hit to your heart's content.
Your talent can take you places, whereas, like we've said it before, in racing, unfortunately, your talent necessarily doesn't mean anything.
It'll take you a little ways, but it ain't gonna take you as far as money is.
No, not at all. So, but anyway, man, we kind of rambled on that a little while, but
that's why we're here.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. I like to see a Cup car at Junior Motorsports for sure. And who knows who would drive it? Who knows? But it'd be cool to see.
Josh Berry.
That's my vote. He's got my vote for sure. I'd love to see Josh run it for sure. But
I don't know. I'd love to see it too, but I'd love to see his talent. I hate to say it because it would limit him a lot. I love watching his talent in a late model.
Yeah, me too. And I don't know that he even want to do that. Who knows? But I know he's gotten a lot of notice from businesses and sponsors that are looking into him. So hopefully he can continue this year. And I know that I heard something about possibly NASCAR giving him a waiver where he could continue and run for championship at the end of the year. I hope that would work out for him. That'd be really cool.
They're gonna have to find a car somewhere.
Yeah, they'd have to do something.
There's all of a sudden going to be a Hendrick Motorsports Xfinity entry.
Yeah, exactly. That might be the all-star car, and just let him run that car still. Who knows?
Exactly.
But I don't know. I'd like to see what happens there, and he's a pretty good guy too. So anyway, we'll see what happens there, and we'll be ready. We'll be watching.
Faux show.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Man, I don't know. We appreciate for sure Cole, Vanderheiden, and Mark coming on and talking about their recent racing news and getting some seat time there and getting better and getting more comfortable and learning that car. That's a big thing, I think. You know, we kind of touched on it a little bit, but I don't really think that. I don't think we kind of. I mean, that means a lot. You know, going from a go kart to what he's running is totally different, in my opinion.
Oh yes.
I mean, you know, you got to kind of relearn how to drive.
You go from holding the wheel to really learn how to drive.
Exactly. There's a whole lot going on and things. So, so I think it's really cool, and what he has been able to do in this short amount of time, is really spoke volumes for him. So, wish them nothing but the best, and looking forward to seeing him get him some wins here soon, and also Ricky coming on again, like we said, really cool guy. If anybody's around the track, you see him, go up and talk to him. He'll hang out and talk with you for a little while, and he'll probably sit right there on the back of the 4-wheeler and talk about whatever you want to talk about. He's just cool as he can be for sure. So y'all go root him on, and we look forward to seeing him soon for sure.
Definitely so. Well, guys, as we say every week, thanks to SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Draco Springs, Randy Keene over at SRI Performance. Thank them so much for helping us out. I know we didn't say much about Draco Springs or Stock Car Steel while we were talking to Ricky, but make sure you head over there for all your metal needs for your race car, for sure. Also, go check out sriperformance.com. You can check out all the PDF sheets they got for your Draco Spring needs over there. You think while they working on the golf cart, we can get some Draco Springs put on it?
Might need to work that out, man. I think we need some purple springs on the front of that thing.
For sure. For sure. We need them. If we don't do nothing but paint them ourselves,
yes, sir. That's right.
they're going to be purple eventually. Also, thanks to Earl Ramey Racing Engines, and go check out everything he's got motor-wise. Not and I know we talk about crate motors all the time with him, but it's not just crate motors. He'll build anything, and no lie, he builds airplane motors.
It's crazy, dude. I don't understand it, man. Dude can do anything. Anything.
He's Charlie Daniels, a torque wrench.
Yeah, that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's it right there. So y'all go check out Earl Ramey Racing Engines for all your engine needs. As every week, Forward Bite with Mark and Coltrane there. Y'all go check out their spring lineup, as he was talking about, new stuff out. Almost getting to be summer lineup. I mean, God, we're getting pretty warm. He was talking about it was snowing out there the other day, but it's 80 degrees.
Yeah, we don't get a spring really. I mean, it's like 2 weeks long. So yeah,
it was shorts weather today.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So y'all go check out Forward Bite Apparel, and get some t-shirts, get some Cole Vandy apparel, get whatever you need. It even got a Chicken Bone Alley logo on it.
Yes, sir. Hey. Get it, wear it proud.
Wear it. Checkered, the race hub. The new social media. I say new. It's getting to be just the social media, but it's still new. Still only a couple years old.
Yeah, it's growing like crazy. So I say it's new. Still.
I got my renewal thing for this year. Got an email for it coming up. So I love it. Love Checkered. Y'all get on there. You don't see no political BS. You don't see no anything else really. You just see racing. That's all you see. All the time. Racing all the time. And also our Max Solutions for all you guys in the fab industry and at these race shops. If your machinery that you use for your fab needs work itself, check out our Max Solutions. They can hook you up pretty much any machine out there. Any brand almost. If not, they'll tell you, but they've got the majority of them handled. Y'all check them out. Any of your fab needs or any of your fab machinery needs, they can install new ones. They can sell you some used ones. They can service all your existing ones. So y'all check them out and and go get you some stuffs and things.
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things. All right, guys. Well, I reckon that about does it for us this week. Y'all go check out as much racing as you possibly can this week. We're going to try to do a little better this week. Watch a little more racing.
Yeah, hopefully we can definitely do that. Until then, y'all definitely go check out all our social media stuff, like you said, and chickenbonealleypodcast.com. Lot to type. Just do it one time and save it. That's all you got to do. That's what I did. Or that's what David did for me. But anyway, it works great. Still going to be adding stuff to it. So go check it all out. Check out the pictures. Go check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to that. Get us as many subscribers as we can get so we can do some live stuff on there. David's doing a lot of video stuff here, trying to get that stuff on there too. So again, go check that out. Help that grow for us. The C-Bone, I mess it up every time.
Here we go.
I mess it up every time.
Go to sriperformance.com and use our promo code CBone10.
That's it.
Speaking of, our buddy Cale Maybe called us the other day. He said, "Hey man, just want to let y'all know something." I said, "What's that?" "You saved me some money today." I said, "Oh, how we do that? I wasn't even thinking about it." He said, "I bought some Draco springs for my Legend car, and I used promo code CBone10. I saved 10%.
There you go.
And didn't even have to switch to Geico.
Didn't have to at all. That's awesome. Well, we do appreciate that, Kel, for definitely continuing that, and it does pay off. You know, especially when you rack up a pretty hefty bill. When you buy a bunch of race car parts, it don't take long to rack up some money there. So 10% helps for sure.
If you go to Earl, just tell them Chicken Bone Alley guy sent you, and you want a discount. That's all you tell them.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, you take him some dinner,
yeah,
and you'll get you a discount. That's just the way to do it. I'm just letting you know, it's a secret.
Oh, all right, guys. Well, it's been fun this week. Hanging out with some cool people. It's what we love to do. Love to talk to cool people, and the more we can do it, the more we like it, and the more we hope y'all like it. So anyway, guys, we are out of here, and I guess we will be talking with y'all next week.
Later.